All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're diving into a powerful plan that's all about one thing: breaking that cycle of procrastination and building real, lasting discipline. If you're ready to actually change your habits, this 21-day reset is where it all begins. But first, let me ask you something right off the bat. Do you ever just feel stuck? You know, like you want to change, you want to do more, but you're somehow caught in the exact same routine you were in 4 months, maybe even 4 years ago? If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are not alone.
You see, that feeling of being stuck, it isn't some personal failure. It's a trap, a really well-designed trap that our modern, distraction-heavy world has gotten incredibly good at setting for our brains.
And this right here, this is the battle that's happening inside your head every single day. There's that little voice of action that says, let's do this. But then there's that other, much louder voice, the voice of excuses that whispers, nah, not now, I'm tired, I just don't have the motivation. And let's be honest, almost every time, that voice of laziness wins.
So why does that voice always win? Well, it's because our brains have literally been rewired. They're basically hooked on these cheap, easy hits of dopamine that come from endless scrolling and instant gratification. This constant hunt for the next little buzz stops us from ever doing the deep, uncomfortable work that real growth requires.
And this, right here, is the heart of the problem. Your brain will do anything to avoid discomfort because growing is kind of scary. So it feeds you distractions. Just one more video, just another quick scroll, to keep you from asking those tough questions about your life. It keeps you cozy in your comfort zone, which is exactly where your potential goes to die. So a lot of people think their problem is just lack of motivation. But what if I told you that the very thing you're waiting for is actually part of the problem itself? Let's just tear that whole idea apart for a second.
So, let's ask it point blank. Is not feeling motivated the real reason you're stuck? The whole idea we're digging into today says a big, fat no.
Okay, so think about it like this. Motivation? It's a drug. It gives you this awesome temporary high, a rush of energy, and it feels great. But just like any drug, it wears off. And then you're right back where you started, just waiting for your next fix.
But discipline? That's something else entirely. It's the engine. It's not the flashy little spark that gets things started. It's the powerful, reliable machine that keeps chugging along, even when that spark is long gone. Discipline is what you do, especially when you don't feel like doing it.
And here's the absolute key takeaway. The world's most successful people are not waiting around to be in the right mood. They don't depend on feeling motivated. They run on systems, on habits, on pure, unsexy discipline. That is the real difference maker.
Okay, so how do we actually build this engine? Well, the source material gives us a pretty powerful, time-boxed plan. And I want you to think about this not as some gentle self-help tip, but more like a necessary medical procedure for your mindset.
And the magic number? It's 21. 21 days. That's the window of opportunity you have to smash your old patterns, fight through all that resistance, and literally start building new pathways in your brain. It's a short, intense sprint to completely rewire how you approach taking action. And look, let's be real. This is going to be tough. The source uses this injection metaphor for a reason. It's going to feel uncomfortable, maybe even a little painful sometimes. But just like any shot you need to get better, the pain is temporary. And what comes after is relief and healing.
All right, let's get to the good stuff, the practical part. This whole plan is built on 4 very clear, very actionable steps to kickstart your 21-day reset. So let's get right into them. Okay, so here they are. Fix your sleep. Plan your day the night before. Start every morning with a small win. And stop seeing elephants. Now, this might sound simple, but don't be fooled. The real magic is in doing them every single day. Step 1, and this is a big one, starts the second you finish dinner. That habit of scrolling on your phone in bed, it is killing your discipline. You have to set a hard deadline to put your phone away, and then don't touch it. You're going to feel restless, you're going to feel that itch, that is the addiction talking. Fight it. Swap out the scrolling for reading a book, writing in a journal, or just thinking. You have to reclaim your evenings.
Step 2 is all about getting ahead of the game. You know, successful people don't just wake up and wonder, what should I do today? No way. They wake up and they execute a plan that they already made the night before. This removes all that wasted energy in the morning.
All right, step 3. This is all about building momentum. That first hour of your day really sets the tone for everything else. So instead of diving headfirst into chaos, you start with a small, simple act of order. Make your bed.
Tidy up your space. This sends a powerful signal to your brain that says, I'm in control, I'm a person who takes action. And now for step 4. This one's, well, it's a really cool metaphor. To build real discipline, you have to change how you see your challenges. You have to stop thinking like an elephant.
So what does that even mean? Well, an elephant's eye literally sees things as bigger than they actually are. And we do the exact same thing with our problems. We blow them up in our minds until they feel huge and impossible. That giant, scary project at work, it's really just a series of small, totally manageable tasks. You have to stop seeing the elephant and start seeing the individual steps.
Okay, so those 4 steps, that's your foundation. But to make this change stick for good, you have to master the place where these habits will either live or die, your own mind.
And really, it all boils down to these core ideas. First off, you've got to get out of the social media trap. Stop comparing your real life to someone else's highlight reel. Focus on your own path. Remember that what you consume, the ideas, the content, that's what you become. And finally, invest your time in building real skills, like learning how to learn better or how to make smarter decisions.
When you get right down to it, it's all about this one idea. True progress and discipline come from being so completely wrapped up in working on your own life, your own goals, your own growth, that you honestly don't even have the time to look over the fence and see if someone else's grass is greener.
So, there it is. The challenge has been laid out. The plan is on the table. 21 days of tough, purposeful action. The clock starts right now. The only question left is, who are you going to be on day 22?